Title: The Hollow Road, A Family Lost in the Woods. July 14, 2018. The Alson family of Flagstaff, Arizona, Mark, Rachel, Lacey, and Jonah, set off on what was meant to be a dream vacation. A family road trip through the Southwest. National parks, canyons, rivers, and sunsets. The kind of memories that make up photo albums and holiday cards. Mark, a high school history teacher, loved telling stories. Rachel, a freelance web designer, could work anywhere as long as there was Wi-Fi. Lacey was 17, bookish, sarcastic, brilliant. Jonah, just 12, carried a stuffed owl in his backpack that he called Detective Hoot. They were, by every measure, a close and loving family. Happy, ordinary. But 3 days into their trip, they vanished. Last confirmed sighting, a small motel in Panguitch, Utah. They checked out after breakfast, banana waffles, orange juice, smiles. The motel owner even joked that they reminded her of her own family. And then, nothing. They never arrived in Moab. They never returned home. Days later, when Rachel didn't log into a scheduled design meeting and Mark failed to answer school emails, friends got concerned. Calls went unanswered. The police were notified. A search was launched. Helicopters scanned miles of highway. Rangers checked trailheads. Nothing. Until a single digital clue led them off the beaten path. Lacey's phone had pinged near Hollow Road. A narrow, partially closed logging trail deep in Dixie National Forest. It wasn't even listed on Google Maps, just a dotted line cutting into the trees. 30 miles into the dense woodland, they found it. The Alston's SUV. Stationary. Empty. Silent. Doors open. Keys missing. Inside, a half-eaten sandwich. Rachel's laptop still open. Jonah's owl in the backseat. Lacey's phone, screen cracked but recoverable. The last video log shook everyone involved to the core. Something's out there. It circles the car at night. Dad keeps saying it's just an animal, but it's not. It's watching us. The search intensified. Dozens of officers, volunteers, and dogs combed the forest. They found nothing. No footprints. No dropped items. The silence of the forest became deafening. Rangers spoke of how the forest swallowed them. And then, a week later, a discovery. A child's backpack, partially buried under pine needles. Inside, crackers, a flashlight, and a note in careful, shaky handwriting. "We are hiding. We don't make noise anymore. He hears everything. Please help us." Jonah. The area was sealed. More trail cameras were placed. Drones scanned from above. One caught a fleeting glimpse. A pale man, wearing old military gear, dragging a tarp. They had found their suspect. But who was he? A hidden trail led to a fortified cabin. Inside, every wall was covered in disturbing sketches. Eyes in the trees, families with lines through their faces, maps with trails marked in red. Photos were pinned up, of the Alstons. Taken from a distance. At the motel. At a rest stop. At their car. The man was a former soldier. A reclusive survivalist who had disappeared from society after the Gulf War. No name. No records. Locals called him the Watcher. His journals revealed a twisted ideology. The modern world was poisoned. Families were corrupt. He believed it was his purpose to cleanse them, to take them into the forest, to teach them silence, obedience, isolation. He believed he was saving them. Rachel was found alive. She had been held in a root cellar, underground for nearly 3 weeks. Her wrists were scarred from bindings. Her voice, barely audible. He said we were chosen. That we were his now. Mark fought him. Gave me and the kids time to run. But she had been the only one recaptured. There was no trace of Lacey or Jonah. Just Lacey's broken necklace found tangled in tree roots, and Jonah's owl, stabbed through and nailed to a tree trunk like a warning. Rachel never returned to her old life. The forest had taken everything. The Watcher was shot during the raid. His real name remains unknown. Some believe he lived in those woods for over 20 years. Unseen. Forgotten. Rachel moved to a small cabin far from the woods. She never remarried, never granted a second interview. But every July, neighbors say she lights 4 lanterns outside her porch. One for Mark, one for Lacey, one for Jonah, and one that stays dark, just in case the forest ever brings them back.